It starts with a wizard. He's old and he's wise, and though he is small, there is strength in his size. The Goliath from the west, he's not smart, but he's strong. The Flagon Slayers, this is their song. Now the warlock, he's lost all the memories he had, 'cause to deal with a demon went seemingly bad. And the druid on his quest to save the shadow plane, when you hear tortured souls, you'll remember his name. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on. The cleric, she heals in the light of the moon. She wants to find purpose, it'll come someday soon. Then the rogue draws his sword, metals clashing again. When it comes to a duel, he will always win. They're the Flagon Slayers, they drink and they fight. They're the Flagon Slayers, by day or by night. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on.
Hey everybody. Oh man, let's see if I remember how to do this. How's it going, everybody? Big stretch. Welcome back. It's been a bit. We've been doing holiday stuff, and life sometimes comes up and you got to do life stuff, unless you want to do D&D stuff, and then you do D&D stuff. But we didn't do D&D stuff. I'm spiraling. Anyway, hi.
Fantastic start.
It'll be great. It'll be great for viewer engagement. Anyway. Welcome back. In case you missed a month ago, the group went to Anzu's college, the Kobold Conservatory, and raided the vault for cool stuff. Some of the cool stuff they got is very, very cool. Some of it is mildly cool, and some of it is probably the GM/DM will be very unhappy when it comes up again. But the party is kind of resting in the college. And kind of deciding what they want to do next. And that will be where we jump in to this session. So, the college is empty, except for you. Cobwebs tickle the boards and the walls. Every once in a while, a breeze will blow through with a slight chill. You can hear off in the distance, nightlife. Bugs, owls, some bats, stuff like that. You do notice that in the higher ceilings of the conservatory, there are some night birds, some bats, kind of just making a new residence. But you guys have gone into the common area, basically where essentially the cafeteria, and are kind of just chilling there, trying to figure out what your next move is. Knowing that soon phase 2 of the invasion will begin, and you guys have about 36 hours before then. And then roughly, give or take a few. And then about, I think, a week before the Zenith, roughly? Give or take a day?
Yeah.
We'll
say give or take.
Yeah. The timeline is wibbly wobbly because the DM forgets and the Caleb does not always take precise notes.
No, don't say I don't take precise notes. I have all the precise notes.
As my
here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. We have two. We had
Caleb,
2 days
before
left.
you get into things. Zach's internet exploded.
Oh, good. Good. What Jacob said is true. We have about 36 hours, maybe less than that, until
give or take, yeah.
And then, which means we have about an hour or a week before the final one on the material plane. I I also have stuff for Brady. I guess while we wait for Zach, we can go over some
You can
of the
tell Brady
stuff.
what you're giving him.
Yeah.
What's behind door number 1?
Don't worry, Brady. I made sure to grab cool stuff for you too.
I was worried. I won't lie.
Brady's like, man, everybody else gets cool stuff, and I'm just like, man.
Okay. So to start off the easy stuff, you have 6 minor healing potions, which are 2d4 plus 2. And 3 greater healing potions, which are 4d4 plus 4.
You're 44 plus 4. Oh, there it goes.
Yep. We've switched
Okay,
spots
everybody's
momentarily.
moved. Yeah,
It's
here,
okay.
let me help you out.
We're okay for
What
now.
were the minors?
Minor potions, you have 6 minor potions, which are 2d4 plus 2. And 3 greater healings, which are 4d4 plus 4.
4d4 plus 4. Gotcha.
It's infinite. It's infinite screen.
Jacob, I don't know what happened here. I don't know if
I
this
made
helped.
infinite screen. Okay.
We're all in different spots, just so everyone knows for now. I think the big thing that I gave to you was I didn't pull very good items. I just want to point this out.
You got a really sick sword that talks.
Did I?
Yeah, you got a sick sword that talks.
I do, yeah.
You want to talk to it? Can I voice it, Jacob?
No,
Okay.
because you would say stuff that I would have to then canonize, and that
I
would
think
be a whole dumpster fire.
The
Oh,
coolest.
yeah, Angel, he's got a
The sword
2-foot
could just
cock.
be a liar.
I could, yeah, that could be something where it's like, I'll consider it for later, Hunter. I'll consider it for later.
The coolest thing I got is called the Rod of Absorption, and that is
You
also
got a
something.
sick rod.
That's also something I wrote down specifically would work better for your character than mine. It's gonna. I'll just send you a link to the page for it because it's a fucking shit ton of stuff.
It's a really.
But I guess since we're waiting for Zach,
fat block of a
anyways.
rod.
Hang on.
Well,
hang on.
since we're waiting for Zach, anyways, let's just do this.
That's
this
gonna make his mood even better.
that there. All right.
He's gonna come in and be like, "It's the greatest day ever, guys."
Okay, there's that for you, Brady. I sent
That's
it
hilarious.
in there. Rod of Absorption. While
Fucking
holding
rod.
this rod, you can take a reaction to absorb a spell that is targeting only you and doesn't create an area effect. The absorbed spell's effects is cancelled, and the spell's energy, not the spell itself, is stored in the rod. The energy has the same level as the spell when it was casted. A cancelled spell dissipates with no effect, and any resources used to cast it are wasted. The rod can absorb and store up to 50 levels of energy over the course of its existence. Once the rod absorbs 50 levels of energy, it cannot absorb more. If you are targeted by a spell that the rod can't store, the rod has no effect on that spell. When you become attuned with the rod, you know how many
Requires
levels. Yeah, this is one thing. It doesn't require attunement. So when you become attuned with the rod, you know how many levels of energy the rod has absorbed over the course of its existence and how many levels of spells energy it currently has stored. If you are a spellcaster holding the rod, you can convert energy stored into spell slots to cast spells you have prepared or known. So
Oh.
you have the ability to basically just reaction block spells as long as they're just only at you and they literally just dissipate the spell. It has nothing it can do to you at that point. And it gives you more spell slots on top of that.
I am short of those.
And I think it actually has
How many-
some already.
I was gonna say, how many items can I be attuned to? Was it 2 or 3?
3.
Per-
He's got an open slot for the rod.
Oh, and then also just in case, since I've already read this far, you can create spell slots only of a level equal to or lower than your own spell slots, up to a maximum of level 5. So you can't go like level 6, level 7, or any thing like that because it's not too OP. But up to level 5,
Like-
still very good.
Still kind of insane.
That's some good 5-level spells.
Yeah, there's a lot of good level 3 level spells. So and then
Like counter spell.
yeah, counterspell is one of those. You use the stored
Loaded
levels
full of
in
counter
place
spells.
of your slots but otherwise cast the spell as normal. For example, you can use 3 levels stored for a level 3 slot spell. And I think we said it had 7
Yeah,
spell
something
slots.
like that.
If I'm wrong, it's not going to
If
hurt
I didn't
us.
say that, that's what it is now. That's
Yeah. It's not going to
So I
hurt.
still have 43 to go.
Yeah, you have 43 spell slots that you can basically absorb at this point, which for one fight I would hope to God you're not absorbing so many level 9 spells at that point.
If the
Find
DM was
out.
like level 10 spell. Oh, do you guys remember that you found the spell book that has level 10 spells in it?
Oh, yep, Anzu has a spell book with level 10 spells in it.
So for Brady, level 10 spells are like god power. Like level 10 is not something that is supposed to be attainable by mortals. I believe I said there was 5 spells in the book that you're having to decipher. And if you cast one of them, likely gonna die. So that's fun.
Here's what I would
Love
like to
that.
propose to the group. What if we ascended Anzu into godhood, and then he could just casually use the level 10 spells? Would that be easier?
No. Ascending you to
killing.
godhood is so hard. I don't think you understand how long it takes to ascend to godhood.
So for in lore, there's
Less
only
than
been
a week.
There's only been 2 beings that have ever known, like 2 mortals that have ascended to godhood. One is the Raven Queen. The other is Vecna.
Tasha's questionable.
Tasha is from the Forgotten Realms, so she's technically not from this campaign.
Oh,
setting.
true. Yeah. Okay.
So
in this
also,
known world,
I think they've changed because the TV series, they've changed Vecna to now he is just the Whispered One.
Yeah.
Because they don't legally have the rights to use the word Vecna or the character Vecna within their TV show on Amazon Prime. So for us, it's still Vecna. Just to say, for all you continuity nerds. But if we ever get a show on Amazon Prime, it's not going to be Vecna.
Outside of that, we got a couple other fun things. Rod of Absorption was the best one, though. And then I got a Helm of Brilliance, which is a helmet.
Helm of Brilliance is really fun. It's a fun item.
I have a dagger that has a +3 to it, which, you know, if it wasn't a dagger, it'd be a little bit more useful. But as a dagger, I don't think any of us can really use it.
Maybe I could be the god of malarkey.
You could be the god of malarkey.
Didn't I get an Iron Stone?
You did. You got a fucking Godstone.
It gives you a +1 to all, like everything. Every proficiency you have gets a +1.
Got the double hunter up.
That's so dumb. I love it. Oh yeah, and didn't I get that one book?
Which one?
The
one that raises your wisdom score? Yeah.
Yeah.
Once per century, it works. So technically, an elf could use it at minimum 10 times, which would be kind of cool.
It's just so dumb that this is the second of those books that I've gotten.
Oh, we love to see it.
Love it.
Yeah. I think outside of that,
you also got Talking Sword.
I did get the 9 Lives Stealer.
Yeah.
Is that's something I can look up as well, right? That's like a real thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's an actual magical item.
All the
items I gave you are from the DMG.
And if you guys want to see what items we got, go ahead and check out the episode that is on YouTube because I'm fully caught up.
Watching this one, it's true. Us
For the
taking
first
a month
time
off
ever,
Caleb to get caught up.
I was already. To be fair, I was already going to be caught up by
close.
this week.
Yeah, you were already close.
We are fully caught up on YouTube for the first time ever.
For the first time in forever.
I'm so happy about that. Anyways, I guess now we've given as much time as we can to fucking around while we're waiting for Zach. So
well, now you guys can plan out what you're gonna do. So like,
Jacob, I have a question.
Ready.
What happened to my armor that was going to be built in Whitestone?
I
remember Rulo died, but somebody else found the blueprints or was working on it or something.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
So Mathis found the blueprints after Percy got blown up.
Of
and
course.
he was the one working on it. And so Mathis is like a master swords maker. He makes swords, but he's not an armorer. Also, your armor is probably going to be better than what you had commissioned, because you have angel armor. Like,
Yeah.
but
I haven't updated that.
you could still investigate that, like, because like even if you can't use it, someone else could. So like, I mean, honestly, Animus could probably use. Well, no, I think it was chain.
I mean,
No,
I
something-
can use chain armor, but
You can use. I thought
You
you
were-
can't use the druid. No, that's 3.5. Sorry, I'm thinking about 3.5 brain. How druids couldn't use
metal, yeah.
Yeah, it really 3.5 was like we are making sure things are realistic to
Yeah.
how the classes work. Like anyway, but you could look into it.
Could Cirrus wear it?
Maybe. I thought, didn't it get buried in Whitestone? Because we had a chance to grab the near finished armor. Did we ever go back for it? We didn't go back for a lot of things, pretty. We still have to get our deed for the mine. And, like, also we have to get all that gold that they owe us and the platinum they owe us from killing the dragon and the dragon horde that they came in and stole all of our money from.
True. The gold and everything won't do as much good if we don't stop these people, I suppose. So
Yeah,
we could always
true.
wait.
All right, Animus is going to be. Is it late at night or early in the morning, Jacob?
I would say it's kind of like late at night. I would say it's probably around like 10.
Okay. I'm just gonna be sitting probably in the dining room, just going over some notes and stuff before the final stuff that we need to go through.
I'm gonna grab a chair, go sit in the corner, and really attune to that rod of mine.
Just be like, eh. All right.
my God.
So you spend. Oh man, I think it's an hour.
I think it's like 30 minutes.
It's 30 minutes or an hour. I don't remember correctly. Either way, you have time to do it. You are attuned to the rod.
Ooh.
What is Thea and Anzu doing?
I'm immediately reading that book.
Okay, so your wisdom score goes up by 1. Oh wait, it has to be over a 48-hour period. My bad.
Yeah. So
but
I'm gonna
yeah.
get started as much as I can.
Elves, it's pretty easy to get through it quickly because you don't have to sleep as long.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you should be able to get that. We'll say it depends on what everybody else is wanting to do. If you guys are going to stay here for the night or not. But
Yeah.
if you guys are going to stay here, then you could probably get about probably 4 hours of it done. 4 to
Okay.
maybe 5 if you wanted to still have a long rest.
Okay, I'll do as much as I can.
Yeah.
And if they need me to chime in on a conversation, I will. But that's my focus right now. He's getting a 24 wisdom.
That is pretty sick.
Jacob. All of the elemental planes are being attacked in less than 2 days, right?
Yes.
They're going to have to split up their parties, which we already talked about this part. We know they're going to have to split up their main forces to lead the larger armies. And that's why we want to hit at one of the elemental planes to take out whoever is heading one army. Can I try to figure out, is there any way to like decipher who would be at what on what elemental plane? Or is that just that's such a wild thing to even attempt?
I mean, it'd be kind of difficult. You know generally like what like the ability of them is, but like it's not gonna help. Like you don't know what their battle strategy is. You don't even know if they're sending like anyone that you actually know. It could just be a force and like generals that they've made or you guys haven't met. Like it's hard to know.
Does anyone have to the group? Does anybody have an ability to fly? That lasts more than a minute.
Jacob, do I?
I mean, you have
I have wings now.
Yeah, you have wings.
Okay. Anzu has the ability to cast fly.
Let me see how long
The fly spell lasts.
ASMR wings.
ASMR wings last. I think it's an hour.
Zach has a
Either an hour or 10
Zach
minutes.
has a fly that, or Sears has a fly that he can ride on.
I mean, I have a polymorph potion too.
Well, yeah, I'm more wondering because we're attacking in the elemental plane of air, so we can either pick out one of the floating islands to attack on, but even then you're gonna have a better job in this situation if you can also fly. So I'm wondering if we need to buy a bunch of potions of flying.
Zygon's wings only last a minute.
Okay.
Damn.
So
Can I follow the style?
you can glide. You can definitely.
If we
follow
start
style.
on one of the floating islands, because that's all the elemental plane is it's a land in the sky with a bunch of floating islands. If we start there, and as you pop your wings as soon as we're gonna start battle, you have 12 moves or 10 moves
10, yeah.
while you have your wings, which would be very useful. And I don't know how long fly lasts for, but if Anzu and Thea can both have some sort of ability to fly, then, or if they want to stay on land, like both those things, like that's what I'm trying to set up right now. Is just like what's
GM
gonna be.
tip. All of you are going to have problems in any of the elemental planes just because of how they are. One of them is completely underwater. One of them is essentially lava. One of them has very little land, and one of them is like all dirt and sand and earth.
I think the elemental plane of air is going to be one of the better ones for us to try to fight in as a group, because realistically, we only need like maybe a scroll of flying, or like a couple potions of flying to
Fly lasts 10 minutes.
Okay. Is it concentration?
Yes.
Shit. Maybe we get some scrolls or a potion. How long is a potion of flying?
So if you do scrolls, it's still concentration.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking potion of. Let's just see if it's a realistic thing. We'd have to buy it. Who sells potions of flying?
Oh my god, my Discord finally opened.
It's a miracle.
You gain the fly speed equal to your speed for 1 hour, and you can hover. Okay. So the potion of flying is a realistic thing if we can buy them. Cool. I'm trying to think of how we're gonna plan out our attack here.
I don't know. I feel like I have to be able to get up close and personal now. Less Eldritch Blast focused and more like my.
Yeah,
my deal.
I think we arm if they're going to come in on every elemental plane, they're also going to have their forces ready for that. And we already fought shadows in our last fight, and they were able to both fly and swim, which shows us that they're prepared for that elemental switch. So you probably need your wings and maybe also a potion of flying as a backup.
Jacob,
For sure.
can I plane shift all of us to the plane of air?
You
Not
could. Yeah.
Can I
You
do
could.
it now?
If you wanted to, the others would have to be okay with it.
Do you know where you're dropping in the plane of air?
Well,
Where we dropping, boys?
Do you want me
Also-
to plane shift us to the plane of air so that we are landing on an actual island and not being...
That's not just fine, Animus.
Alright, I'm letting him do
Touch
this.
my
Take
hand.
away my rod.
Everybody touch my hand.
Also, are we ready to do that, or do we have
Yes,
other
Dionys, come here.
Don't
Hold
we
my
need
pinky.
potions?
Pinky.
Well, we're not fighting yet. We're just going into
Yes, there
look
we
at what
go,
we're
yeah.
dealing
Did you
with.
guys? That just reminded me. But did you guys see that video of Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo with the
Yes.
like holding space for defying gravity, and then she's just holding her fucking finger?
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know. They're holding the space for the lyrics of.
It's been an
The
interesting
way
press
she's just
start.
holding on with her finger.
That
I'm like,
aside, I heard it's a phenomenal movie.
yeah, I've heard great things.
Seeing
but
it tonight.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't know how it
Yeah.
is.
Zach Brady is seeing it tonight.
Pinkies, everybody, pinkies.
All right, I give him my pinky.
And
It does make a slurp noise.
Whoa!
Anzu, roll D100 for me.
Oh no!
D100.
Hey Jacob, can I hold an action / bonus action of turning into a bird? A giant
Love
bird?
your bird.
Thanks. A giant flying bird.
54.
Okay.
I lied. I'm gonna do something so much cooler.
You can turn into an air elemental.
No, Jacob. No.
Okay.
I have
Alright.
level 9 shape change. I can turn
Give-
into a dragon.
Give the DM a second. Because honestly, did not think you'd do this. Okay.
Always keeping him on his toes.
What do you mean? You didn't think that we would just randomly...
Leave to another plane of existence.
Flame shift.
You didn't think we would do something that you wouldn't expect?
See, shape change is wild when you're at level 18 because the only thing that it says is you assume a form of a different creature for the duration. The new form can be a creature with a challenge rating equal to your level or lower. And at level 18, I'm the same level as most dragons.
Okay.
Well, aren't you God's favorite?
I was pretty sure you could do this too.
Yeah, I can. I just have true polymorph.
Okay. Cool. So, you feel yourselves start to like shift and kind of feel your essence kind of move between planes. And as Anzu focuses, you blink and you see below you this giant oval disc kind of just free falling through the air elemental plane as you guys are coming down on it like you're skydiving.
I would like to turn into a giant bird to try to catch us.
Okay.
Well, we're just free falling with
Yeah, you're
like,
full on
past
skydiving.
islands at this point. Just like
Yeah.
there's nothing below us
You
that's really
see,
scary.
you
at
see this,
point.
you see this giant like disc made of like ice and like rock, and it's kind of in the weird shape of it looks like almost a city, but it looks like all of it has been like wind worn and like nothing has been like constructed. It's just that the wind of the elemental plane has kind of worn things, and like maybe they've directed some of it and kind of shaped it in that way. But you guys are kind of free falling, and you guys are falling faster than it, so you will eventually hit it.
I'm gonna grab. Oh god, we have all four
Can
of us.
Cirrus just be like spinning out of control?
Yeah, it's just
Like
like
the rest of us are very like
"Whoa."
controlled fall.
Here, let me roll on his dexterity and see. Yeah, no, he's full on head over heels. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Shape change may work a little differently than true polymorph, which I'm gonna have to look into. I think I can only look like.
If we don't do anything, Jacob, I'd like to put my wings out at the last second and slow my fall.
Okay.
I'd like to grab Anzu and.
Anzu could also cast Featherfall.
I'd like to grab
you have a lot of
Thea.
options.
Thea.
I'm just gonna cast Feather Fall on everybody. It's like a
Okay.
level 2 spell.
Okay. You guys all kind of slow down a little bit. And as you're slowing, you see these two creatures coming towards you as you see like what looks like little tornadoes beneath them as they're kind of swirling up towards you.
I'll get in the ditch.
There is no ditch. You guys are in the middle of the sky.
Andrew, don't worry. I start speaking in Orin.
Okay.
You speak Nider.
Do not worry.
wind-
Do not worry, my friends. I am
This guy over here speaks Nider.
I am
He
of the
speaks
Ashari.
Cold
I am part of those who protect this land. Please just leave us
I
be.
want to just real quick. The Ashari are not elemental protectors. Their
Well,
job
we protected
is to
on the
make-
material plane.
Their job is to make sure the elemental plane doesn't invade.
Right.
That's their job.
On the material
guys are
plane.
like, wow,
but they
this
also
guy's
care
full of
about
They're border patrol is what they are.
they care about the elemental plane of air though.
Yeah,
They
they
want to
see it
build
as
a bigger
function.
wall, and they
And
want
they-
the elementals to pay for it.
And they also
Exactly.
they
Oh my
also
gosh.
have they also gain trust of some of the elementals, the minor elementals that live on the elemental planes. The ones that are not as powerful to take over, and that is what I'm hoping I am doing right now with this conversation.
Well, the big thing is that the wind is so heavy that you can't even really hear anything. You guys are. It's like you're going through a wind tunnel. Trying to find their stinking page.
I'm gonna wait for that, son.
Ah, there we go. I was like, how do glossary work? Okay. I'm glad I've never introduced the Gith, really. Just not a big Gith fan. Yeah, come at me, Lazelle stands. Hate
Oh.
the Gith.
Well, we don't have to say we hate them.
Hate the Gith. I
We
hate 'em.
of the Flagon Slayers do not condone the hatred.
Me
of
as
Gith.
DM do not like the Gith and think they suck.
All right.
Aren't they those like weird alien elf things?
Yeah, it's like if you combined like how the Grinch Stole
fought them,
Christmas
don't you?
with elves. Yeah, I
We
mean
fought
you fought them. It's just like they haven't like had a part of the story, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, yeah.
All right, let's see here. So as these guys get closer, you see their skin is very blue, almost like blueberry kind of blue. Red eyes. They have really nicely manicured beards and kind of jewels and like fine adornment. It looks like these guys might be part of some sort of military or something. And as they're getting closer, you recognize that these are Jinn. There's two Jinn that are coming up towards you. Air genies, for those of you who may not know.
Anzu, grab the lamps.
Get the lamps ready. There are different types of genie, one for each element, and Jinn are the air one. Let's see what languages. Oh, okay, cool. So they come up to you and they start speaking in this language that is very like flowy, and it's kind of a lot of like and like breath noises and kind of like sighs, and it's very much like it sounds like they're doing like Lamaze breathing almost. Like it's very controlled breathing is basically what it sounds like. But Animus, you hear them say, you hear one of them say, by the order of the Great Caliph, what are you doing here?
We are here on important business. Do not worry. There's going to be an attack here. I'm sure. Wait, hold on, Jacob. Before I say anything, would they know about that?
You have no idea.
Would they not, like, if they're part of like the main like people who live here? Would the Ashari not have made contact with the people of the plains?
So make a history check.
if I had
Hey,
dice.
can I just fart on him and go?
They're not weak.
They're like they have a physical body, like they can turn into air, but they are like physical. They also are genies, so that's kind of fun.
I'm gonna fart on a genie.
History check is going to be a 15.
15.
Yeah.
So the Jinn tend to kind of keep to themselves. As you're looking at this disc, as you guys are kind of floating now, basically, like you're feather falling, so you're falling slowly. Animus, you recognize what this disc thing is. This is the Citadel of Ice and Steel.
Huh.
It's basically home base for the Jinn.
Yeah.
It's also like where Jinn nobility live, and this is basically like the gated community of the air elemental plane.
And they would have a decent standing with the Ashari? They're not trying to take over the material plane?
They would see the Ashari as a nuisance more than anything else. But with the proper diplomacy, they would at least allow you to not be murdered.
I'm glad I'm the most diplomatic and charismatic person to be talking to.
Yeah,
them
I'm
at
glad
this
the
current
face
moment.
is here. Well, technically, Zygon could
Yeah.
read if they wrote anything.
Yeah, that's not going to help us here. He just starts writing in different...
Like Wile E. Coyote, full on holding up signs.
Oh no. I guess we're not falling that fast. We're just feather falling.
No, you're feather falling now, so.
But
they are not happy that you're here.
Listen, calm down. We are not here for any purpose to harm or do anything bad to anything here on the plane. We are merely just here because we're trying to protect the land and the plane of existence that is the air elemental plane. If there's any problems with that, we will leave as soon as we land, and we'll just go ahead and teleport back to where we came from.
Roll a persuasion check.
Do I have good persuasion? Sure don't.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be a 15.
15. They talk to each other. Now knowing that you can understand them, they are being a little bit more quiet, so you're gonna have to strain against the wind to hear them.
I'd like to.
So make a perception check with disadvantage.
Beautiful. 30.
30. Okay. So one of them says to the other, "Do you think we should take them in?" And the other one says, "Well, we can't really have people appearing above the city." And the other one's like, "Oh yeah, that's a yes." Okay.
Is there a smaller island up at the height that we're at that we can just kind of float over to?
So, you could maybe hover over to another island. The big thing is that you notice is because you guys are falling slower, the disc is still falling. And Animus, you know this, but the rest of you observe this. This city is always falling. It is never not falling. It is always falling. That is how it is. Animus, you know this, but the others, you can maybe intuit this. The air pressure and the wind speed of the disc is so high that if you cannot fly, you cannot move. You have to be able to fly in some way to even be able to be in the city.
So
If
it's
not,
constantly falling?
It's constantly falling.
So it's a lot like our Earth.
Kind of, except imagine that it's like a ball in a wind tunnel, Like it's always falling, but it will never hit the bottom because the wind is always pushing it, and there technically
It's a
is no
flat
bottom.
Earth joke.
It's like Spy Kids 2.
No, it's just flat Earth. People
Island
don't
of
know
Lost
that.
Dreams.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just-
When
Sorry,
they jump
I'm
into
right.
the volcano.
Yeah, when they jump into the volcano,
Yes.
kind of like that. Yeah, but
Also,
yeah,
what
it's-
Hunter
it's
said,
weird.
flat Earth, the flat Earth.
It's
thing.
like a weird magical thing, and it's due to the leader of the city. He just kind of likes it that way.
Alright.
Yeah, but they kind of, confer with each other, and then you see this column of air start to appear around you.
Oh boy. Hold on. Wait, before you start this. I know what you're doing. Just listen for a minute. First off, the fact that we're even comfortable shifting into this dimension and going into a free fall just to try to quote unquote do what I'm saying as, if you believe it, protect this land that you live in, means that we as a group are probably pretty powerful and will be able to take out both of you and shift away before anyone ever finds out. So just think about what you're doing there first. Secondly, we're not here to fight you. We're here to help. Whether you want to be there or you want to tell us to fuck off and do our own thing, that's fine. Either way, we aren't trying to disturb what you and your king... What's his name?
The Great Caliph.
What the Great Caliph wants to do, if he wants to go out and he wants to do his own Jinn Caliph thing and whatever, that's fine. We'll go over to that island over there that I see in the distance. If you want to push us that way, that would be real helpful.
Animus, make an investigation check for one of these Jinn. Because if you guys are going to open Pandora's box, I'm going to make it fun.
Why'd you gotta open Pandora's box?
Why you gotta go open boxes?
Why do you have
Pandora?
to be boxing?
Speaking of
Investigation's a 10.
10, you notice that the younger looking Jinn, the one who hasn't been questioning you, he has special adornment on his on a necklace that he's wearing. And you recognize this symbol as a member of the Teeth of the Wind.
Oh boy.
The Teeth of the Wind are a militia group that are also like nobility within the Jinn community. They're one of the more highly respected members of Jinn society. You also know that Jinn of this power and nobility can grant wishes.
Oh!
So
wishes. Actual wish spell.
Actual wishes.
I wish.
You have to make a deal with them.
I wish.
You also have to know their. Well, the lamp thing is kind of a misnomer, but
Does
they don't
anyone
have to,
have
like,
a
if you just-
lamp, and can we rub it, and then can we say I wish?
You can certainly try. Also, remember that one of you has a on-command wish.
No, Jacob. Let's be careful about the on
Just
command
as a
wish.
reminder, which one of you has that? It's just a thought.
We know who has it, Jacob, and we don't want to talk about.
I wish.
No.
But they're putting you in an air cage. They're gonna.
It's like when I hold my cat and put her in air.
We
jail.
don't have
Yeah.
time for this.
The younger one is like, what if we were just to, I don't know, they seem harmless. And the other one says, you're too soft.
Listen to him.
But
Please listen to him.
I will honor this request, Prince.
Oh, he's the prince
kinda-
too.
Float over. He's a prince. You've got to remember that like Jin culture is heavily influenced by like Middle Eastern culture and stuff like that. So like there are many princes.
We'll take a prince.
But anyway, they kind of float you over to one of the larger islands. The disc is gone. It has free fallen away from your vision. But they have ways of getting back without. Like these two are essentially like guards. So they land you, and the older one starts speaking in Aran to all of you, and the only one that seems to know anything is Animus. The younger one kind of steps forward, and in common, he says, "Please forgive my older friend. He is old-fashioned. What is it you're doing here?" Don't everyone talk at once.
I was gonna let Zygon do the talking. I've already attempted it this far.
Oh, Lord. What? I don't even honestly know what we're doing here. Anthony just brought it up as an idea, and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
We're scouting
Yeah,
out
problem.
the air elemental plane because it is about to be attacked by an evil force, and we are trying to scout out an ability for us to come in and help prepare to defend it. And if you want to
Alright.
bring up that I'm an Ashari member, you can, because I don't think they're going to be that upset to hear that I'm an Ashari member.
Caleb, hold on, you dropped this. The name Ashari.
Oh my gosh.
What was the question from the prince?
Basically what you guys are doing here.
All right, I'll speak up. Hello, since we come to help, are you Zoom approaching?
Well, we do know that we know of some rumblings, but
Well, these
we're not. The specifics have not been given out to all of us.
rumblings are quite true. We've come to help. We've come to scout out and help the air defense for the world.
I can tell by the way that your friend is dressed that he is a member of the Ashari.
Oh.
So kind of you to notice.
Look
But-
over and he's naked.
Huh?
I actually just realized I'm just wearing a cloak that flat out has the Ashari emblem just right on front of it.
Oh, yeah.
Totally
He's got,
forgot about that.
he's got Ashari symbols on his staff too. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's just decked.
That wasn't being hidden at all.
I am not.
Air is quite important to him.
I can clearly see that. I'm not sure if you know this, but the Ashari and my people are not on the most polite of terms.
Oh, apologies.
But
You both want to defend the same thing. You're on the same side.
well, new enemies make strange bedfellows.
Or the enemy of my enemy. You know?
Are you going? Is that your only? Is there more to that?
Is a friend or an ally. I just was assuming. My bad. No, that's my fault. I think I'm in the wrong there. I'm not gonna lie.
Your accent is interesting.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's been around for a long time.
Oh no, I meant your Aran accent.
Oh, I learned it
Interesting.
very, very late in life.
It has more of a southern winds pull to it.
Yeah, many Ashari start learning Aran pretty much right away when they're the Arashari. I started learning it around the age of 29.
Oh,
It's a bit of a late bloomer. That's what we
Yes.
like to call it.
I see. Well, I will pass along that you are here. I don't believe you'll have much trouble. We are a free-thinking people. But if we do, have disturbances, we will address those.
All the rumblings are true. That's all I'll say.
Speaking of rumblings, does anybody know, where a most likely point of attack is going to be, or a battle will take place? Or do you know who's going to be heading the major attack or defenses from the air elemental side? Are you all staying within your own zones? Are the Jinn and the genies defending their own?
As I've said, we are only hearing rumblings, so a full-scale defense force is probably not going to be amassed. But the air elemental plane is large, so it could be anywhere. But I will tell my Caliph that the rumblings are true. And I will tell my
Please
family
do.
as well. The Ashari, I'm sure, will wish to come in. I will try my best. I am a young prince, so I do not have the most sway, but perhaps my father could. I will try my best to give them the space they need, and perhaps some support.
It will most likely be close to the portal. It should not push too far from there. Unless the attack is going to be somewhere more centralized, which it's just, if in case you don't know from your rumblings, this attack is happening in a day's time.
Very well. I will try my best. Can you travel on your own? You were kind of falling.
No, we're okay. Our wizard hasn't been here before, and he shifted us over, and
I could use some help if you would like to help. You should not refuse help, Animus. It's very rude in some cultures.
You see, he pulls one of the rings off of his finger, and he kind of just goes, and he blows on it. You see, it kind of glows with this faint blue energy. This should help at least one of you. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
My
I'll
power
take
is
it.
sometimes limited.
I'm gonna put it on my big toe.
I mean, yeah. With how small you are, that's probably about where it would fit. It will require attunement if you would like to use it. But yeah, it'll allow you to fly, basically, while you're in the air elemental plane. It does not work outside of it.
Oh. Well, that takes care of one of our problems.
Well, actually, I'll give it to Cirrus is okay, right?
We need to get Cirrus and Thea are the two.
You could definitely use it.
So Cirrus
has the
Cirrus
fly.
has the fly,
Cirrus has the fly,
but the
that allows
fly
you
only
to-
has 40 health, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll figure it out. if
We'll
something
get a
happens.
potion of flying for him.
I'll
Theo
give
would
it
be
to
the
Thea
only
then.
other one. Okay.
What are you giving me?
A ring of flying.
It will allow you to fly only in the elemental plane of air.
But it seems like you can just fly. Like, there's
Yeah.
no caveat
Do I have
to
to
it.
attune to it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
you do have
requires
to
attunement.
attune. But if there's something you can give up for one fight, that may not be the worst thing just for the ability to fly. Otherwise, we could give it to Cirrus and get you a potion of flying, because we will have to get potions of flying anyway. It's just depending on how many are in stock in whatever city we decide to buy in, which will most likely be Amon.
if there is anything else that you need, please let me know.
Could we get another ring?
I only had the one.
As
What
you're
if you
asking
had
for
two?
As you're asking for more is considered rude in some cultures. Andrew, are you insinuating that because he is a genie, he can give you a wish and you can then wish for a second one of those rings? What a crazy thing to be asking out loud! Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
I mean, you could totally ask him for a wish.
I said that out loud. I'm just...
Yeah, you can totally ask him for a wish. That's up to you. Just know that genie wishes.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Genie wishes be tricksy. Tricksy little hobbitses. Sorry, I'm rewatching it right now. I'm sorry.
Is it the yearly?
It
rewatch?
is. It's my yearly and/or bi-yearly rewatch.
Are you excited for the Rohan movie?
I'm
coming
so
out?
excited.
Yes.
I'm actually
Yes.
glad we're back to back to backing. We just finished Rings of Power season 2, went straight into Lord of the Rings extended editions, then jumping straight into the Rohirrim.
We'll never rewatch The Hobbit.
I will.
Yep.
We rewatch The Hobbit once a year as well.
Smog
And-
is pretty good. I dig Smog.
I will also just remind this to people. I believe if the Lord of the Rings didn't exist, The Hobbit as a trilogy would be one of the best fantasy trilogies out there. What would be better? No, tell me what would be like. Give me 5
We're
better.
off track. We're
Okay.
off track. We can do
You're
that.
right.
when
No,
we're
you're
not
right.
streaming.
You're right. I'm getting emotional. I'm letting my emotions get the best of me.
He kind of wryly smiles at you. Jin are a little bit mischievous. I would perhaps entertain a wish. But not now. Perhaps if you prove yourselves in the upcoming conflict.
That seems fair enough to me.
Anyway, I must get back to guard duty. Thank you so much for not being homicidal maniacs. We've had a few of those recently.
I hate those. Yeah.
Yeah. People who go around murdering just for fun.
He then says something to his seemingly mentor, and the older guy kind of gives you all a look, just like and he nods, and then the two of them kind of float off, and you see they just kind of dissipate into air. All right, you guys are in the elemental plane. You're on a kind of larger floating island. You see a few like what look like puffballs of air. You see like what look like maybe like balls of cotton candy that are just kind of floating and have a face. It's very much like Avatar Spirit World in here. But what are you doing?
All right, so as we were talking about at the table 10 minutes ago, we may need a way to fly. This floating island isn't falling, right? It was just the...
No, it's kind of hovering.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's some things that are different. Hey, Jacob. No, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Okay. So, how big is the island we're on, Jacob?
About the size of a football field.
Alright. So, as you guys can see, air elemental plane, floating islands. This is what I was talking about. Now, this island happens to be probably about medium size. There's also very, very large ones which they build cities on. And there's also the smaller ones which you can kind of just stand 1 or 2 people on. It really just depends. The one
It's like the mountain ranges in Avatar.
right.
The blue people one.
Yeah. Near the portal, there are a couple large ones, about this size and bigger. There's a couple, and so if anybody in the group wanted to stay on land and try to attack from land, that could be an option. Something I would discourage, though, is we do remember what happened with Braun when he wasn't able to fight a dragon because he couldn't get close to it. That would probably happen here if they're able to fly and one of us isn't. So that's why I was bringing up the ability for all of us to be able to fly and how important that may be. So we have Thea covered. Zygon, you're kind of covered. I'm kind of covered. Anzu is kind of covered. If we got potions, someone would be fully covered. But finding 4 potions of flying, you know, I mean, it could be easy, but it could just be a toss-up. Sirius is a definite is not covered. He has a fly that has 40 health points, which will get destroyed in 1 hit of fireball and or any other attack. If they are at all like they were when we fought them in the ocean, then Sirius could have 5 of them around him at any point, absolutely obliterating his fly and then having him in a free fall. So
you never want your fly obliterated.
No.
Ugh. It sounds painful, honestly.
Oh my god, they brought a giant fly swatter.
Our
He's
one
screwed.
weakness.
There goes our ranger. Watch him as he falls.
All right, so what are you guys trying to do? What are you trying to survey? Like, what are you trying to figure out where they might come in? What do you want to do?
I don't know if we can guess where they're going to come in. How far are we from the portal?
Hundreds of miles.
Yeah, there was probably some merit in me being the one to plane shift us. But it's okay.
I'm gonna keep reading.
Okay. Thea's just chilling. She's just like, oh, whatever, man. I'm just gonna.
Who's in charge? Is it Marquez or not Marquez? Marquez's brother.
Oh,
Or is it
Mathis.
Shavira?
Mathis is the good one. Marquez is the bad one.
Yeah. Which one's the leader? If we cut the head of the snake, does it all fall apart?
Marquez is technically in charge of the whole group if we go based on all evidence. Though, if we're talking about the 5 and the fact that Shavira has absorbed the giant brain, she could easily have equaled Marquez's power. And there could be a bit of a fight at the top right there for them.
Love that.
I think, personally, we have the power to fight those 2. But if you have more of the others involved, like, let's say if the Beholder didn't fully die and has been brought back to life somehow, or if Kran didn't fully die and he's been brought back to life somehow, those are going to be extra elements that are going to be powerful enough to stop us, even though we could probably take them out in less than a minute. The issue's definitely going to be how many of them are back and alive, because we thought we took out most of them, especially the three ladies that Marquez had working for him. If those 3 are fully dead and we did kill them the other day, that'd be really helpful. But it's kind of hard to see that being fully true.
I mean, they did get sucked up into a sphere of annihilation, though, did they not?
Well, 2 of them you killed outright, and then the other one got sucked into a sphere of annihilation. Yeah,
Right.
But their remains also went into a sphere of annihilation.
But you
They're
guys do
cloning.
know there is cloning vats.
No, that's
And
right. That's what it
Cloning
was.
vats don't care.
The cloning
That's what it
vats are
was.
the issue. And your
Forgot
mom,
about those.
your
Your
mom
mom.
and her group proved that. They
Oh
can
yeah, I hope
bring
she's
back.
okay.
I mean, she seemed, I don't know your mother. Met her for about 2 minutes. She seems like she's pretty pushing on what she can do, and she also decided to go and leave us right when she saw us. So she's got her own thing
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, she does that. She's a little unreliable.
I thought your dad was the one that was more. I'm not bringing this up like in a bad way. It's just knowing your
Let's just
dad and then
unearth all this family trauma.
no,
Let's
no,
do
just
it.
knowing her
Let's
her
rehash
dad
it.
and then just I'm sorry. No. I hope we get to sit down with all of them after all of this. I think that would be the most important thing
Yeah.
to wish for. At
I
this
hope we
point.
get to sit down after all this, frankly.
If I sit down after all this, I might just sit down for eternity. Someone needs to build me a little chair with wheels.
No, I'm Animus. I'm 20 years old and my back hurts.
Well, Anzu, saying as
Yeah,
that
listen.
my people, average age of my people is about 60 years old, and I am 35. I'm getting up
He's
there.
over middle aged.
He's not even doing Tai Chi yet. Come on.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, he's
Oh.
back.
The prodigal son has returned.
He made it.
And with that, we're going to a break.
Yeah, and we're commercial.
I
We'll
don't
be
know.
right back.
We're playing a pretty short night tonight. If you need a pee or whatever, go pee or whatever.
Yeah, in between. Yeah. So just because the DM is confused, why are you guys here?
Great
What are you
question.
I
doing?
said we should wait. I don't know why we're here,
I don't know.
but we're here now.
Says the person who brought you here. I don't know.
I heard
He just wanted to
that we
touch
have to do
pinkies.
an
What a
Ermente
pervert.
here or
Impulsive. Why did
something.
we just go along with it?
What happened was we were talking about the logistics of what a fight would be like in the air elemental plane, and we were talking about how the setup would be, and then Anzu was like, let's just go see what it's like, and so now we're here.
If you guys
Yeah, there
want
we
to
go.
like train in the air elemental plane to maybe get more acquainted to it,
I don't know if we have time to
something you
fully
could do.
train, but I think being here and everyone seeing the overall... Zach, have you been watching the stream?
He
Oh,
didn't have
damn it.
internet, my dude.
Oh, I forgot that.
The whole reason he's not here. Oops.
All you've missed is we talked about how we are going in to the air elemental plane to start the major fight, which is now in 1 day. And that major fight is the first fight that is attacking the material planes. So the group of all of the powerful ones should be split up in all the 4 elemental planes, which means if we can go into one of them and kill off some of them before the final fight, then we'll have a better chance. We picked the air elemental plane because I need to go to the air Ashari anyway to finish my Aramente. And it is probably the best one, maybe the second best one for us to fight in anyway, because one is fully underwater and one is in a land of fire and lava. The air elemental plane has floating islands, and that is what we're all looking at right now. We're looking at about a football-sized floating island. The logistics here of a fight are going to be, we all need the ability to fly. You have the ability to fly on top of a giant fly. Zygon has wings for a minute. Thea just got a ring that allows her to fly infinitely in this plane. I can kind
So
of fly.
it's just like whenever. I missed
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah,
Oh,
as long as
cool.
you're attuned to it, you can just fly.
Yeah.
As long
Love
as you're in
that.
the air elemental plane.
Yeah.
It does nothing outside.
Anzu can cast fly, but it's...
Yeah, I can just wish to be a bird or something.
Anzu has
I
ways
want
to
to
fly.
remind you, if you turn into a bird through polymorph, you gain bird intelligence.
Oh, nothing changes.
Well, you know.
So that is what we are looking at right now. Logistically, Anzu brought us here to see what we're working with and to see, is anybody gonna want to actually sit down on the island, or are you gonna want multiple ways to be able to fly?
Cirrus, make a survival check for me. I just thought about this. having the ranger back made me think of something.
We've all been poisoned.
Oh yes. By the way, you're all poisoned with death poison.
Great.
My God, it's fatal.
You've been breathing in helium. You all
This
speak
whole
with
time.
squeaky voices. And
I thought about doing that while you guys are in the elemental plane because the pressure is different. That'd be funny. But I don't want to put you guys through that, and we don't have voice changer mods.
I got a 13.
13. You do one of the old school dad things where you kind of judge the wind direction.
Pick up some grass and like toss
Yeah,
it.
just toss it. The wind direction is insane. Like it just goes all the time.
Tornado.
So
as a ranger,
you'll pull one of your arrows out and you just kind of and you fire it straight up. The arrow literally goes like,
Ooh.
and it's super hard to aim. Anything that is not a magical projectile, like a fireball or something along that nature, will have disadvantage here.
you're already giving Sirius a disadvantage before the fight. Like,
You guys would have disadvantages in other planes. Like, it's just that this one does not like projectiles because there is air
windy.
everywhere. Yeah,
it's just windy.
but Sirius is a good enough ranger that he can adjust for that.
So does that mean if I have magical arrows?
The projectile has to be made of magic.
I see. Okay.
So, like, a fireball works.
Right.
If the arrow itself were to turn in, like, if it turns into a lightning bolt when you fire it, that would be a magical object.
I think he has a couple of those.
I have
He does.
some of.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Cool.
I think this was just a long way of Anzu and Animus saying we need the ability to fly, and also just to test out, do you want the ability to fly, or are you comfortable on land? And now we need to decide how many abilities to fly do we want to buy. If there are that many potions of flying, who's going to get them? Who's going to be the
You guys
best?
could also go to other elemental planes if you wanted. You have time. This is not taking you forever. Also, it's the middle of the night on the prime material plane. Shops aren't going to be open anyway.
Well, we need to have a long rest, and then by tomorrow or today afternoon, we need to be at the Air Ashari, so that I can finish the Armente and we can go into the elemental plane and prepare for the first attack. So within this day, I don't think we pick another plane of another plane. I think we just pick the one that's going to be best suited, which would, I mean, we could go to the Earth elemental plane in Kaimal.
The Earth one is going to be the easiest for the majority of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna plane shift us there.
Okay. Do you have anywhere in specific that you want to go?
Yeah, I want to shift us. I want to plane shift us to specifically right next to the portal.
Okay. Okay, let's see here.
I roughly remember a time that myself and Lochnar fought hand-to-hand combat when I had gained my elemental.
Yeah, that was cool.
My earth elemental for the first time.
Yeah, so you guys appear next to the portal, and near the portal is kind of like a desert. You see a few cities kind of scattered throughout. As you're kind of looking around, you notice there is a ceiling. The Earth Elemental Plane is a giant cave, like a planet-sized cave, pretty much. There is no sun. Like, all of the light comes from bioluminescent creatures or through like crystals that glow, and there's no like natural light. The plane itself kind of produces its own light. I guess that does mean it's natural light. Anyway, but there's no sun, I guess, or moon or anything. There's no celestial bodies. You're in a cave.
No moon.
That's no moon. But everything's kind of quiet here compared to the air elemental plane. There's a little bit of like a low hum like a resonance that you can kind of hear. But yeah, the elemental plane of Earth is the closest thing to your natural environment.
This would be our other option. We would go to the Air Ashari tomorrow afternoon, finish the Aramente, and then I would plane shift, or Anzu would plane shift us here to the portal, where we would walk through the portal, talk to the Air Ashari or the Earth Ashari, go to sleep for the night, and then wake up early to prepare for the first wave. Here we would not have to fly. I know that would be a plus. Or at least we wouldn't have to rely on flying. How those shadows are going to manipulate their bodies is a different monster altogether. But I think that's a cause for some conversation from the rest of you. I'm good with either of those two options.
Animus, make a history check for me, real quick.
Hold on, guys. My answer may change after this history check. It's great.
Historically, we have not done well in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't do well with puzzles or air.
27.
27. So, Animus, you know that there are these things called... What were they called?
Oh, it's the fucking earthworms.
Well,
It's
there's those. Yeah,
It's
those
the
are...
fucking worms.
You got your full-on dune worms.
Desert Tower.
But you also know of these things called vortexes, which are where the elemental planes kind of merge. So essentially, imagine that the four elemental planes are a pie chart of 4 equal slices, and the lines where those slices meet are like a blending of those 2 elemental planes. So, for example, the Earth elemental plane intersects with the Water elemental plane at the Pale River, and then it connects to the Fire elemental plane at the Iron Crucible.
I forgot about this.
Yeah, those thinly veiled nexuses, or vortexes as they're called, could be a place that they would want to attack.
Yeah.
Because if you conquer one side, it's easier for your invading force to flank the other side.
Guys, I've just thought of something that I completely...
I just had a brain blast.
Something I did, I completely forgot about this. It's actually kind of crazy. The 4 planes do this thing where they all are right up against each other, and that's in the very center, and that may actually be where we want to be. So we'll actually have kind of a choice to go to any of the 4 planes from that point.
The Earth plane does not connect to the air plane.
Right, but we can jump
Water
in.
Water does not connect to fire.
I'm saying
like,
this.
The ones that are opposite of each other. Yeah, the ones that are opposite to each other do not connect. So fire, no water.
No water. Fire,
air, no earth.
No earth. No fire.
No earth, fire.
Earth, fire, air, water, earth. Correct?
Air, earth, no.
Earth,
water,
fire,
no.
Air,
earth, water. Yes. Earth, fire, yes. Water, fire.
Did I not say it correctly? Hold on. Earth, fire, air, water, earth. Circle.
Yes.
Earth. Okay. All right.
The opposite sides do not interact.
Right. We want to be close to the middle, but we still do have the choice of, because the 2 that we are deciding on do not connect, we do need to choose either between the earth or the air. If we come from the air side, we can still kind of travel around. If we come from the earth side, we would have to plane shift to here and then move from the earth side. Or I can directly plane shift us to the middle and then just tell the Earth Ashari to be there, which they already know, by the time the attack happens.
would also allow for you guys, if they attack the water elemental plane first, you could communicate to the earth and air elemental Ashari, water's getting attacked, you need to come through your vortex. Now, getting through the vortexes is insanely dangerous. They are maelstroms of elemental energy of 2 elements. They are going to be hazardous. There will be monsters inside them. This is really, really dangerous. The advantage that the shadow creatures have is that they are amorphous and can reform themselves whenever they want.
Okay.
So if they take a lot of damage...
But they don't know that, and I know that, and I need to tell them that?
You guys can discuss that, yeah.
Okay. So getting through these vortexes is really easy. It's not something that we need to worry too much about. I would say just watch out for flying objects and possibly monsters. But overall, I think the vortexes is a decent way to travel, and you don't need to worry about them at all. That is now the extent of their knowledge, Jacob. Thank you.
I would say that Anzu probably knows a little bit about this just because of elemental magic.
No.
But
He has to trust the druid here.
Yeah. If you want to know more about the vortexes, I can tell you, because Animus would know.
Animus would know, and then he will 100%
research.
Push that information back to you guys.
So the Pale River is located primarily in the elemental plane of Earth. It connects to the elemental plane of water. Excuse me. It is a giant oyster bed. Some people sometimes try to come in here to get oysters for recipes and stuff. Restaurateurs. Oscar would probably love this place. Stuff like that. It is also considered the filthiest part of the water elemental plane. The water is disgusting. It's super briny. It's dirty. It's full of silt. Nasty. The visibility once you get into the water is hard. Stuff like that.
All right, I'll move that along. If anybody wants to retire after this fight and become an oyster farmer, then you can go ahead and collect your clammed boogers from the very dirty water next to the vortex between the water plane and the earth plane. Continue, Jacob.
So then the other connection that the earth elemental plane has is called the Iron Crucible. It is a large fountain of liquid metal that is close to the sevenfold mazework, which is a really interesting construct. And then it's connected through... you guys are on the backside of it. If you're in the elemental plane of Earth, you would have to go through the liquid metal, essentially. That's going to be hard if you want to get to the fire elemental plane. But it is the entrance to the Iron Crucible is beneath the city of Brass, which is a city in the Earth elemental plane.
It's probably one of the only things I knew going into this outside of being Animus.
Yeah.
That one I'll just tell them.
Yeah, that one is mildly dangerous for people with flesh.
You don't want to be hit by liquid metal.
You can hire a freet. There's a freet that guides you through it.
I think the main thing we need to know is once the first attack happens, if we are in one of the planes, we will move to one of the other ones, most likely through plane shift anyways. And the Ashari will know how to move otherwise. Though we could, if you need to get away from a certain fight, you could try to jump through one of them on your own. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to have challenges no matter what plane you're on. The big thing about the elemental plane of Earth is it is some of the most populated with monsters that range in, like, there's deer that are made of rock here. Like, that's about as passive as they're going to get. And then there are giant sandworms that put the sandworms of Dune to shame that are, like, the size of mountains. There's earth elementals that are literal mountains. Like,
it's an Alaskan bullworm.
Yeah, there's Alaskan bullworms here. But like that is going to be the challenge of the Earth Elemental Plane. Is the geography itself is shifting, and there are creatures that do not like loud noise.
Jacob, could I dune ride a worm?
Theoretically, yeah. You'd probably have to turn into an Earth Elemental to once they go underground to be able to shift through the Earth with them. But theoretically, yeah, you could.
All right, we'll think on that one.
Now Caleb's like, but I want to be cool, so we'll probably go here.
Lisa Gaib. I would like to ride a worm into battle. A giant dune worm into battle.
Giant dune worm.
I think that might be the only way to do it, actually, now that we're all sitting here talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
We are not talking about anything. You are talking about riding a worm.
The other thing is,
Fair enough.
the hardest plane to infiltrate is probably going to be the elemental plane of fire. They're usually the most warlike. They're super aggressive. Everything is on fire. Like, it is lava.
In a strategic
Strategery.
thought process here, if they send their full force into fire and beat fire first, then they have an easier job moving over, even with some lost forces.
True. You also don't know how they're making these forces.
We kind of do. We found the vats for all those shadow forces.
Fair.
Or like what? Like
I will say
10,000?
I would say like 60% of what they're doing.
Okay. And then we also know that they're using energy from the plane of shadow to create those forces because my people were used in that extraction.
Yeah, the Shadowfell is being used essentially as a battery.
What if
and the Raven Queen seemingly is doing nothing about it.
She can't. She just can't. She's not that powerful.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do? You guys want to... If you go back into the material plane, you could probably get just enough time for a long rest and be up by like 9 a.m.
That's probably a good idea. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to plane shift out, or do you want to walk through the portal that you guys are next to?
Plane shift so that we're in Amon.
Okay.
And...
Anzu can get you into the guild hall. Anzu and Animus, because they both know the circle configuration.
Alright. Anzu, we must all connect fingers.
It's pinkies.
Pinkies.
Pinkies out. Pinkies out for teleport.
Pinkies, please. Pinkies,
Pinkies out for
please.
teleport. Yay! So you guys all touch pinkies, and you feel the ground kind of shift beneath you, and you get floated up, and then come back down into the guild hall. You hear music being played down in the main floor. You hear crowd kind of singing along. It seems as though there's a little bit of a livelier group than normal. But yeah, you guys are home for the first time in days. For us, it's been almost 3 months, but remember 3 months ago? That was fun.
No, I don't.
Anyway, what are you guys doing? You guys gonna just go straight to bed? What do you want?
Let's grab a drink.
Who would like to grab a drink with Animus?
Cool.
Gone to bed.
Alright.
Sorry, Animus, I'm EP.
I have
I'll
reading.
have
You
I'll
plane
have-
shifts.
I'll have a drink.
Just
with
enough sleep
Animus.
and keep reading.
He is just like, next page, next page.
Is it just me
All
and
right.
Sirius?
Cirrus and Animus, the two of you go down into the bar. You see, it appears as though that you guys are running some sort of special promotion, and that is why there are so many people here. You see a banner up on the above the bar that says Copper Shot Night. It
Hell
seems
yeah.
as though you guys are selling your really, really cheap liquor for a copper a shot. And it is going well.
They're blasted.
Yeah, people, you see all people from all different walks of life are just pounding back shots. So many people are blackout drunk. It is a party. Turk's case that he sets out for his violin case that he sets out for money is overflowing. He's having a good night. His band's having a good night. Everyone seems to be partying. You see Garnash and Soph are both manning the bar because it is so busy.
I'm gonna go sit in front of or at the bar with Garnash and Soph.
So there is no seats at the bar right now.
I create
You'll have to
seats.
I just go. I druidcraft 2 seats.
I just go behind the bar and grab 2 of the stools that we have hidden.
Okay.
And then
You
just
guys
sit on the corner of the bar with
Yeah.
Sirius.
All right. You guys pour your own drinks as to not bother Soph and Garnash as they're working. Some people kind of give you weird looks, and then Garnash says, "Don't worry, everybody. They're the owners. We're not trying to cheat you."
Next round of shots on us.
Oh, you okay?
It's a copper. What am I?
On us.
Garnash goes over. You sure about that, boss?
How many people is that?
We've had over 100 people.
Here's a gold. Covers it.
I forgot you're like the 1% or something. Anyway,
Garnish.
Okay.
Garnish, you are the 1% too, buddy. Remember?
I mean, I don't get paid that much, but okay.
Okay, Garnish absolutely deserves a raise if Anzu's out here cheaping this guy out.
I mean, you guys pay them standard.
He
wages.
owns a farm now.
Garnish.
Oh, hold on. I give them like 500 gold bonuses.
It's true. He does give them very generous bonuses.
I was gonna say Soph and Garnish should be right there with us, and then
Soph and Garnash are like your managers. Like
Yeah.
they are like lieutenants in the guild.
Isn't 500 gold like enough for like?
You could buy a small
Gold is-
castle.
is-
You could buy a
Yeah,
small,
yeah,
a
yeah.
castle.
I
A
pay them
small-
very
You
You
well.
could buy a house in.
You could buy a
in
nice
Mon.
house with like a farm. Yeah.
I pay them extremely well. I don't want anyone to think that I cheap out.
Well, it
on
costs
my people.
50,000 for us to
Hunter
buy
pays into
this
Yeah.
guild hall.
Yeah.
So
But this also anyway, that's neither here nor there. Brady, do you want to head out now?
Yeah, probably.
Well,
I've gone to sleep.
enjoy defying gravity.
I will see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah.
Make sure to hold space.
Have you ever listened to the musical?
hold space.
I actually, so in high school, our band, whenever I was a freshman, went to New York City and we saw it on Broadway.
No
we were
way.
Was it original cast?
I think so. This would have been
Was it
2007, maybe. So I don't know.
Possible. That's possible.
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't remember a ton about it. I can tell you about like the theater we saw it in, and I remember like Defying Gravity and like 1 or 2 other like scenes, but that was about it. I mean, that was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But later, guys.
Have
Later.
fun. Hope to see you next week, where we begin the first part of the final part of 5.5 years.
Don't be saying that, man. As
Woo!
soon as you say that, it adds 5 more
We're
years.
there. No,
Helping
we're
episode
there.
for the-
We're
You say it
there.
every time you
There's
say it.
no, there's nothing we can say now. We're there. We're at it.
You say
Have a
that,
good
and then
night,
we
Brady.
watch. We'll all get busy, and we won't play again for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
You might be
Oh,
right,
man.
unfortunately.
I mean, the holidays are very busy for all of us. Hopefully, we'll play at least 1 or 2 more times this month.
well, we'll have other
Yeah.
stuff going on, anyways.
Yeah, but
Behind the scenes stuff.
yeah, the crowd is electric. Let me see here. Yes, okay. As you guys are drinking and kind of just like mentally preparing for what is likely the at least largest fight of your lives, Cirrus, you spot a familiar I don't remember if I made her a gnome or a halfling.
You made her a gnome because
was a
she's
gnome,
related.
yeah.
Her uncle is related to Anzu or something like that.
Like distant relation. Yeah. You spot Stasia,
Ooh.
who is currently standing on top of one of the tables, dancing her heart out, as there is a bunch of very pervy sailormen cheering her on. She's having a good time.
That's good.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, you see Benella, who is her half-orc guard, kind of almost playing like bouncer or like security at a concert, kind of trying to make sure that all of these guys kind of don't get too close to her. But it seems as though Stasia either one doesn't care or thinks it's funny. So
That's fair.
yeah,
That tracks.
Serious, you should go get a dancing with her.
Oof.
he has not been drinking long enough to do that.
I've not been drinking long enough at all.
Listen, it could be your last night.
It could be.
Yeah, but that's happened before, right?
Right. I grab another shot
Okay.
and
And
knock it.
I grab another shot and I
It is-
give it to him.
It tastes like the most out-of-date, like dust-filled Jägermeister you have ever done. It is disgusting.
And the
it honestly
only-
feels like you've got like dust in your mouth and the taste of Jaeger.
Ugh.
But it's a copper.
The only positive is I've given you your next drink so quickly that you knock it back with the first one, and what you didn't realize was it was a double. You've now had 3 shots.
Good.
Cirrus, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Great. That's 12.
Yeah, that sounds like another shot to me.
That does not.
There's a beer instead.
You're a little bit, like, I would say you're mildly buzzed. Like, you're just enough that it's like,
After 3 shots?
3 shots back to back.
Cirrus is a little bit of a lightweight. Also, you guys haven't eaten. Like, you did not eat today. Like,
That's fair.
Serious, do you remember the drink she ordered whenever you guys went over to that other hotel?
Oof.
Remember, Serious? It was something.
Oof. I think real hard. I search in my brain.
make just a general either wisdom or intelligence check. I'll let you choose.
She had like.
It was something. You said
I think it
wisdom
was, it was some sort of sunrise, if I remember correctly.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. It was like an Amon sunrise or something.
What were my choices?
Intelligence or wisdom, whichever one's higher, I would suggest. Being a druid, I'm assuming your wisdom is higher than your intelligence. Or ranger, my bad.
Not a druid.
Yeah, ranger.
That would be. They're both the same, so a 7.
7. You remember it was a something sunrise.
It was
yeah.
something.
Something sunrise, you know, and it has this cool little effect where there's like the densities of the different alcohols make it look like it's a sunrise over like
Yeah.
Abby, you
good
know how to
thing
make
is-
one of those, right? Like something that like has like different coloration. Oh, those are so
Mhm.
cool.
The good
Oh,
thing
so
is,
cool.
Cirrus, that Soph over here probably knows what she's been drinking.
You know what? You're
So if she-
brilliant, man. So, hey,
You see Soph is currently like spinning like 2 bottles. He's got like Mage Hand holding another one that's just pouring the shots over and over and over and over. He's just kind of going like crazy. He's like, whose idea was this? What are we doing? Ah! And he's just kind of going, and Garnish's like, it's fine. I told you it'd make us money.
hey, Soph.
Huh?
Soph.
He's doing it all. He looks at you. What?
Cute girl over there. What's she drinking?
Stasia?
Yep.
And he goes about it, and then you see him actually make like a duplicate of himself. You see he kind of like steps
Ooh.
out of himself and he goes over and starts making the drink, and he's like a little bit more calm. He's like, okay, that one's over there. So he's kind of doing this, and he brings it over, and he hands it to you. Quick to flick the glass.
Flick, like when?
Flick.
Now or as I
No,
give it?
no, as you give it.
Okay.
Let's go on the glass.
All right, cool. Cheers, lad.
He goes back. He kind of merges back into himself. It's a weird. You've never seen so use magical ability. You guys always assumed he was kind of more of like just the guy who you would talk to, who would get stuff done.
He's a normie.
He's kind of he is most certainly not.
Wasn't he talking to demons most recently when we had a
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a normal.
Soap's got a whole thing that we never.
Soap has a whole
followed up on.
backstory that you guys have not even thought about getting into.
We have our own stuff, Jacob.
I understand that. Maybe we can do a one-shot when you guys play guild members. That'd be kind of fun.
He's merely an underpaid employee. That's
Exactly.
all he is.
He's
He's a number.
He's an underpaid bartender who also manages the guild and the bar and stocks everything.
He's just
and does...
Abby. He's just
Yeah.
Abby reincarnate.
Yeah.
Yeah, those will me at my last job.
Yeah.
I'm
But,
not underpaid.
You bring the drink over to Stasia. She sees you. Hi! And she's still dancing. And she's like, I was hoping you would be here.
I'm here.
And all the other guys are like, what's he got there? Oh, God.
Pardon me, fellas. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
It's a ranger. That's what he's got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand her a drink.
Mm-hmm. She goes out to grab it.
They're like, and then
You see it kind of, and you see this like, as the colors kind of separate, it looks as though the orange hue that is in the drink rises up over the ocean that is the bottom of the drink, and you see just like this faint, like almost like pop rocks, kind of start to kind of pop out of the glass. Oh, you got the fancy kind.
Yeah, you know me.
I didn't know Soph had it in him.
Yeah, of
And
course he
she-
does.
She takes it and she just full on chugs the whole thing without stopping. She gets a little bit of it like on her, like the side of her mouth.
You got.
And she kind of like presents her face to you.
I hate this so much. I do the cute, like, get my thumb and like wipe it off.
Okay, as you wipe her mouth off, and you're just kind of your thumb's there, she full on licks it off your thumb.
She's drunk.
Yeah, she is.
She is very drunk. She says, I'm really excited that you're here.
Well, I'm excited you're here.
You see Benella just kind of thinking, what have I done with my life that I must bodyguard this just dumpster fire?
Have you had a lovely time tonight?
Huh? As the music's getting louder, it seems as though Turk's band is kind of building to some sort of crescendo.
Have you enjoyed your time tonight?
She like pulls you up and she's trying to get you to come up onto the table with her and dance.
Is this like 10 things I hate about you?
Kind of.
Kyle? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, I join her on the table,
Okay.
I guess.
Make a performance check.
Oh, great. Performance. I also a 7, believe it or not.
So you're awkward.
Yeah.
You're not great with the rhythm, it's art imitating life.
Yep.
But she finds it charming. And as she kind of starts leading you, and like as a reminder, she's like almost 3 feet tall. You're like 6 foot. It is like when a basketball player dates a Kardashian. It's very similar proportions. And she's kind of like leading you. Eventually you kind of get into it a little bit more and realize that, this is just for fun and she's having fun. And then the music ends and she just kind of strikes the final pose, and you try and like do something, and then it's just kind of awkward, and all the guys are like, yeah, and Turk thinks it's for him and his band, and he's like, oh, thanks guys, like we've been practicing a lot, we are so, they're like, get off the stage, and he's like, oh, yeah,
No.
thank you so much. And he closes the case, and there's like money spilling out of the case, and he kind of just closes it. And his band immediately starts like packing everything up, like, you know, they don't want to get beat up.
Fair.
But the music kind of stops, and you see Soph goes over to as things have kind of died down a little bit. Soph goes over to what looks like this like crystal, and you see the lights in the guild hall kind of dim a little bit, and then they go back up and dim a little bit. And Soph says, "It is last call, everyone." And everyone's like, "Aww." But things start to kind of calm down. Stasia is out, like just she is full on not conscious, but her mind is still going. You know, like blackout, full on.
Yeah.
And she's like starts like. She like grabs a chair and pulls it over and stands on top of it so that you guys are like closer in eye line.
Oh boy.
And she's like, "So you want to maybe go somewhere?"
Oh no.
You know, I think a better idea would be you getting some sleep and some water, maybe a little bit of food.
But I don't want to sleep.
You know,
Unless maybe if someone was with me.
What's her bodyguard's name?
Benella.
Benella, I'm sure is gonna be like right there, just you know.
Oh yeah, she is full on just kind of doing this, making sure no one does anything. She has a giant great sword on her back, like she is decked out, looks like an adventurer.
She'll be there to protect you. Nothing's gonna happen. If you get sick, she'll be there. All good.
Well, yeah, but she's paid to be there, and like, you know, sometimes you want people who aren't paid to be there. She kind of gives this like pouty face and kind of
Yeah. Can I want to go get water really quickly.
Yep. Soph's already got like waters lined up on the bar just for people.
I grab a couple.
Serious, ask her to lunch tomorrow. Ask her to lunch tomorrow.
Lunch tomorrow? Okay. Yeah.
It may be your last chance. Not
okay.
realistic.
No, fair enough. Okay. Cheers.
Anzu, are you asleep?
No.
Okay. What's Anzu doing? I know Thea's reading her book. She's about halfway through. Thea's a speed reader.
Anzu's watching
Okay.
Thea read.
Okay.
And trying to practice going into godhood.
Okay. Trying to figure it out.
A classic thing that people practice.
Anzu, make a Arcana check for me. You're going to try and decipher one of the spells in this spell book.
31.
Okay, roll another one.
24.
Okay, roll another one.
18.
Okay. You're reading through one of the spells, and you're like starting to get it, and you realize that this spell has something to do with creation and some sort of creation of life. And as it's starting to click, you feel your ability to understand language starts to kind of slip from you, and you kind of forget what words even are. But then you look away from the spell and everything's back to normal. But you are unsuccessful on this evening for deciphering it.
I need an egg.
We're gonna go downstairs. Cirrus, you return to Stasia with the water. She drinks it I thought this. She just slowly sips it.
Sip, don't chug.
I don't know if it's safe for me to go home tonight. Do you think maybe I could stay in your room?
Jacob, are there extra rooms? Question.
So you guys, the main members have individual rooms. Technically, Bronze room is not being used right now.
We have an extra room. It's Bronze room.
Yeah, Bronze room is the extra room.
She could sleep in your room. You sleep in Bronze room.
Yeah. You can sleep in my room tonight.
I don't know if we're gonna be doing a lot of sleeping.
Oh, no.
I'm sure we're going to be doing plenty of sleeping.
Are you gonna lead her up there, or carry her?
I'll try to walk her up there and see how that goes.
She is not gonna be able to handle stairs.
Not going to do the stairs thing. I guess I will carry her.
Okay, so you carry her. She's like, I love it when a strong man carries me.
Yep.
She just kind of falls asleep.
There's the sleeping.
I walk over to what's the bodyguard's name?
Benella.
Benella, we have extra sleeping arrangements if you'd like one, or a cot if you'd like to sleep in the same room as her. Sirius won't be, of course.
I think that would be good.
All right.
Also, just as a warning for your friend, Stasia has
Oh no, she has STDs.
no. Stasia has flights of fancy.
Flights of
Every
fancy.
once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
She likes she loses interest quickly.
Yeah, I think that's okay for now. And
But, just so your friend knows, so he doesn't get too attached.
I'll let him know. I think there's other things that he has to get
Also, you
in
didn't
line.
hear it from me.
No. I heard it from Anzu.
Thank you for your hospitality.
No problem. We'll
So-
send some water up in a pitcher as well as a bucket.
Mark.
I think you'd be surprised. Stasia is a stout member of her people.
I don't deny it. It's just in case.
So Sirius, as you go into Bronze room, you notice the door is slightly ajar.
Oh,
He's not.
Am I
he's not
am I
supposed-
still carrying this girl?
Yeah.
no, he's going to the nurse's room.
We're going to my room.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you're putting her in
In
your
my-
room,
And then
you're gonna
Sirius
go
is
sleep
sleeping in Bronze room.
Okay, so yeah, you've put Stasia in your room. She's asleep.
I would like to leave a note.
Okay.
Lunch at what's a good lunch place around?
Well, there's the Basilisk Bistro.
Mm-hmm.
There's Zorn's, which is kind of like a pizza place. There is the Slayers Cake, which is it's a franchise. And then there is also the Gastronomics Expelliarm did awesomeness. It's named by a wizard.
Yep. What was that? What was that first one? The something bistro?
Basilisk Bistro.
Yeah, that sounds greasy enough, but
It's one of the higher end restaurants in the
Yeah.
area. Yeah.
lunch,
Stasia's family probably has like a reserved table.
yeah. Lunch at Basilisk Bistro. 11:37 a.m.
Okay.
and then like dash s. And
Yeah, you leave the
fold it.
note.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you get to Bronze room, the door is slightly ajar. It is not supposed to be. It is supposed to be locked.
Ready my dagger.
Okay, so you pull. You go in,
Slowly open.
kind of look around. There's no one in here. But you do notice that bronze swords, some of the extra swords that he left, are gone. And you notice a set of armor that he left is also gone. You also see a note that's on the side table.
Mhm.
You go over to it. As you open it, finishing up a few things, should be back soon. Braun.
Neat. I would like to take the note to Animus.
Okay. You go downstairs. Animus, you're kind of helping get everybody out.
Before he comes back downstairs, I want to have a quick
Little
talk.
combo.
Yeah, quick combo with Soph.
Okay. What? It seems as though the bar is closed.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I'm not going to let Garnish tuck me into that again.
No, of course, of course. Really appreciate everything you guys have been doing, and if I don't get a chance to say that tomorrow and everything goes to shit, then I just hope I was able to say it at least once more. So
We will build a statue in your honor.
you may not be able to build statues if we don't complete this one. So, anyways, I do want to let you know, Enzu will probably talk to you about this in the morning. Any of the new guild members, I knew we talked about having new guild members come in, and I know we had a couple women trying to join as well, which would really help out with the sausage fest we have going here. I think it's going to be important for some of our new recruits to be ready for, if we make it past this week, going to help out in nearby areas where there's going to be a lot of cleanup, and I think that's a good place for new recruits to be sent out to. So just something for you and Garnash to think about. Have some of the higher members of the guild split up as the leaders of groups going out to help out with those kind of things. Secondarily, I know you were helping me out with some of the process of building outside of Mon. I think I had a one last payment going out to a couple of the people that were putting in some of the magical elements to finish that build. So here's 500 platinum that should cover the cost of the rest of it.
I will take this to the bank in the morning.
Thank you. Other than that, I'll take another beer. You know, so
Slides it over.
I wasn't much of a drinker when I joined this group.
No one ever is when they join their first adventure group.
Yeah. I guess not.
No, it is an acquired habit.
Gotta acquire it quickly if you're gonna deal with some of the things you deal with. And I take a drink of my beer, and then Cirrus comes down.
Yep, Cirrus comes down, he hands you the note, you read it.
Did
Ron seems to have come by.
By the way, thank you, Cirrus. Did you
You're welcome.
see Ron come by?
No?
You left a note.
I have not seen him in a few weeks.
Well, this is a way that he does things, I guess.
He did say, the last time I saw him, that he was having to travel. Long travel. So, he popped in.
Well, maybe we'll see him at the final battle. Otherwise, maybe I'll see him after it. Either way, I think I'd be happy.
And I'm sure he has a reason.
Of course. I'll finish my beer.
I would suggest getting to bed.
I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Last sip, put down my glass, and I head upstairs.
Cirrus, I'm assuming you also go to bed.
I am.
The rest of you go to bed. See, after reading as much of the book as you can without getting tired, and with still being able to do a long rest. I would say that you'll probably just have to do this like one more day. and then you should be good.
Good thing we have one more day.
Good thing we have under that. But I think this is a little early, but I think this is a good stopping point. I don't want you guys to get too far into your shopping without Brady. So we will be back hopefully next week, guys. I know that some of you are probably a little frustrated with our schedule, both players and viewers. But, you know, holidays always do this to us. We will try our best to communicate with you as things go. So thank you so much. We hope to see you next week, and have a great week, everybody.